Very interesting.
Yeah.
Dricus is fucking scary. That's a guy who's so big for 85.
The way he looked against, I didn't give him a fucking chance against Robert Whittaker, and boy was I wrong.
Well, also that's after he got his deviated septum surgery, which I think, it's a big factor.
Yeah,
being able to breathe out your nose.
If you can't breathe, you can't fight.
Yeah, but it's like Dricus looks awkward when he fight. He moves different, but that movement and that awkwardness makes him difficult to time. It's like his timing is off. Yeah, and if you don't have anybody that can imitate that kind of stutter step motion that he does,
he fights weird.
Yeah, it's deceptively technical. Though. Deceptively.
It's his style. You can't say it's wrong.
Khamzat DDP.
Who you got in that? Let's start with that. Khamzat DDP. Who you got?
I
got a feeling DDP wins that.
I have Khamzat.
I don't.
Yeah.
If Khamzat can get done the first round and a half, maybe. I just think that thing goes past the third and DDP takes over. I think he TKOs him.
I think Khamzat is a better striker. And I think Khamzat's a better wrestler. And I think DDP is a killer, but I think it's Khamzat's time.
Could be totally off on Khamzat. He's a minus 200. Dude, take my fucking money.
Really? You got DDP?
Yes.
Who do you think wins, Dricus or Khamzat? And what do you think the finishing sequence would look like? I could see Dricus winning. Chat, yes or no? Most underrated part of Dricus Du Plessis' game, jiu-jitsu. He actually scrambles really well from bottom position. Really well. He's not going to let himself get mounted. He'll roll for like a leg and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? He'll roll for a leg, threaten a heel hook, and then use it to get back up and try and get back control. Like, he's actually really good at that shit.
The upcoming fight between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus Du Plessis is heating up like wildfire. It's one of the most talked about matchups in the middleweight division in a long time. Both are undefeated in the UFC's 185-pound class, but they couldn't be more different in how they fight or where they come from. Fans and experts are completely split on this one. Some say Chimaev's wrestling is on another level. Others are riding with Du Plessis because of how gritty and dominant he's looked lately. This isn't just another fight. It feels like a moment where the whole division could shift. Let's look at what some top names in the fight game are saying. Chael Sonnen is loud and clear. This is the defining fight for Dricus Du Plessis. He believes this is Dricus' chance to prove he truly belongs at the top during one of the most stacked eras of middleweight history. Sonnen says something has changed lately. Instead of people wondering, can Khamzat win? They're starting to ask, how can he win? That switch to Sonnen shows that fans are beginning to believe in Du Plessis more than ever.
How does Chimaev beat Dricus? Now, the wording of that, I get asked that question every day of my life about somebody. But the wording of the question demonstrates by the asker of the question who they think is going to win the fight. How does Chimaev beat Dricus is a different verbiage for saying, I don't think Chimaev can beat Dricus, and I'm only sharing with you. That's new. You guys have always believed that Chimaev could beat Dricus. You've always believed that Chimaev could beat everybody. You believed as recently as Chimaev's last fight that nobody could touch him.
Chael's not saying Khamzat has no shot, but he breaks it down clearly. If Khamzat wants to win, he has to go with plan A, take Dricus down fast and dominate him on the ground. But if that doesn't work and Chael thinks it might not based on Dricus' past performances, then Khamzat will have no choice but to go to plan B, a striking war. And that, Chael warns, is a dangerous game to play with someone as tough and unpredictable as Du Plessis.
How does he beat him? He starts with plan A, which is to take him down and maul him. And if that doesn't work, which in the past it hasn't, he attempts to bludgeon him on his feet more than he gets bludgeoned. That's the answer to the question. That's how Chimaev.
Then there's Kamaru Usman, a guy who actually fought Khamzat. He knows firsthand how it feels to have that beast in your face. Usman describes just how suffocating it is when Khamzat gets on top of you in the first round. His pressure, his strength. It's like being crushed under a mountain. But even Usman isn't sure that same style will work on someone like Dricus. He wonders out loud if Khamzat can really do that to a guy who's as powerful, explosive, and gritty as Du Plessis. It's not that Usman doubts Khamzat's talent, he just thinks Dricus is built differently.
Khamzat Chimaev on your back round 1 is not easy to get off. And then he was able to sink that in, and that goes to show how strong of a squeeze this freaking dude had.
Could he pull that same style against Dricus Du Plessis? Because I will say this.
1000%.
MMA Guru adds his voice to the mix. He's blunt and he's real, and he's not counting Dricus out. In fact, he says he can absolutely see Dricus winning, especially if the fight goes to the ground and stays there for a while. Guru points out one of the most slept-on parts of Du Plessis' game, his jiu-jitsu and his ability to scramble. Dricus doesn't just sit there on his back. He fights like hell to get up, reverse, or attack from the bottom. If Khamzat gets him down, it's not going to be easy to keep him there. Dricus can roll into leg locks, threaten heel hooks, maybe not to finish, but to create space, get back up, or even flip the script. Guru believes that if Khamzat gets tired, like he did late against Usman, Dricus could flip him, get on top, and just start pounding away. Maybe even lock in a submission.
This is my hot take. If Chimaev cannot get him down,
he will. But yeah.
But let's say he does get him down.
Yep.
And he doesn't finish him, right? I think he's spent. Because you look at his fights. You look when he fought Gilbert Burns, when he fought Kamaru Usman. He had Kamaru Usman fully fucking mounted, back hooks and everything, right?
Yep.
Working for the choke, pounding him, could not finish him,
Couldn't get him.
The rest of the time, he could not find it was shadow boxer. Granted, he might be sick or whatever, but if he cannot figure it out within those first 2 rounds or the first round he gets him down, I think DDP is going to do what he does best. He's going to be awkward. He's going to be, do the kicks, and I think DDP is going to beat him.
Yeah. Watching that, man, like, Dricus is fucking scary. The way he beat the fuck out of Robert Whittaker, who saw that coming? Especially after Whittaker and Adesanya had a very close second match. And then he's so big, dude.
He hits so hard.
Every time I shake his hand, I'm like, how the fuck are you 185 pounds?
Yeah.
He looks like a heavyweight.
Yeah. And now you give that guy confidence after you beat a guy like Robert Whittaker, who was always the guy with, Izzy's not champ, Whittaker's the fucking guy, and he starched him.
Now here's where things get intense. Joe Rogan himself weighs in, and he goes big. He says if he had to bet right now, he'd put his money on Dricus. That's wild, especially since Khamzat has had so much hype for so long. But Joe's not guessing, he explains it. He says there are still too many question marks around Khamzat. Yeah, he's explosive, but that doesn't mean he's going to dominate forever. Joe's seen fighters like that before. Sometimes they shine bright, then fade just as fast.
And that's why I think DDP has a good chance.
We'll see. I'm very interested to see who prevails.
I think people don't understand when you're in there and you got a guy that never fucking takes a step backwards.
Right.
It
and doesn't
throws
get
you off. You never can plant.
Right.
So you're not hitting your power shots. You're not doing the damage that you would if you were dictating. You're not going on your terms when you're going backwards the whole time. And that's why I think DDP has a good chance, because he's going to fight for that center to walk forward.
We've seen him being as exhausted as anybody can be in a 3rd round. This is a 5-rounder. Bring your 1st round. I am going to meet you in the middle, and we are going to wrestle. We can wrestle that 1st round, the whole 1st round. And then we come out in that 2nd round and we'll see what we feel like. And we can wrestle you have around a minute left in that 2nd round, and then we're going to fight my fight. Then we're going to wrestle on my terms, and then we're going to strike on my terms.
Joe goes deeper. He talks about how Khamzat charges in, wild and fast, grabs his opponent from across the cage, and just creates chaos. That chaos has worked, but not always. Against Usman and Gilbert Burns, it didn't go so well. Khamzat could just smash through them, and Usman, even though he might have been past his prime, still managed to go the distance. That says a lot. Joe thinks Dricus might be even tougher in those high-pressure moments. More calm, more composed.
See, I would give DDP the advantage over Khamzat right now. Not to bet on it.
It's hard to say.
It's
because
hard.
We don't know what happens.
There's so many question marks. We don't know.
Khamzat just shoots from like 15 feet away and gets a hold of your
But I
legs
look
so
at the Kamaru. He didn't do that to Kamaru Usman. He didn't do it to Gilbert Burns. We go in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
He gave Usman for the first 3 rounds a nightmare. He was
He
taking
gassed out,
him down.
but he couldn't finish him.
That's
an
true.
older Usman.
That's true.
That's not a vintage Usman.
Who was Usman's a world champion? You know, in the 3rd round, Usman did what a world champion does. He rallied, and then Usman's fucking dangerous
You know
standing
who
up.
else
He
is a world
started landing
champion?
some good
DDP.
shots. Yep,
And he's bigger.
Yeah.
And you look at Gilbert too.
Before that fight,
Gilbert
they
weathered the storm, and then he gave him hell also.
Dana White confirms Khamzat Chimaev is next.
Then there's the big mystery. Shan, how will Dricus handle Khamzat's relentless wrestling? Joe says Dricus has done well against strikers and shown decent grappling defense, but he hasn't faced someone like Khamzat who just won't stop coming at you, trying to take you down again and again. That's what makes this fight so interesting. We just don't know how that's going to play out.
Bro, Khamzat fight.
What a fight they can make. Puzzle MVP is. What a puzzle.
Yeah.
I mean, Shadow Bullet just couldn't do nothing to him. But even on the feet, Ian Gary was getting lit up too.
Yeah, Ian Gary had to wrestle.
He just had to wrestle.
Ian Gary impressed me even with his loss with
Shafkat.
Oh, yeah.
He was the closest to ending it.
Great, yep.
And he's well-rounded.
Great fight.
Oh, Ian Gary would be a champion. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he is champion.
And you need a fight like that. Super close.
Joe's not alone in thinking Khamzat is a huge threat. Robert Whittaker also respects the danger Khamzat brings. He doesn't hype it up, he keeps it real. He says Khamzat's got a ton of attention for a reason. He calls him the boogeyman of the division, the guy nobody wants to fight. And that's because when Khamzat gets going, he doesn't just wrestle, he overwhelms you.
And then you put the fact that it's against Chimaev, who, you know, he's got a lot of hype in himself, so he's going to bring a lot of eyes. He is, you know, the boogeyman in the division at the moment. Nobody wants to fight him. No one wants to have a go with him. So I get to...
Khamzat, says he has that boogeyman status of him, but I think it's because no one wants to fight him. No one wants to take him to war. Like Gilbert Burns.
Whittaker stays calm though. He respects Khamzat's skills, but he's not scared. He says Khamzat knows exactly what he's good at and fully trusts that inside the cage. That confidence mixed with ability is dangerous. But the real question is, what happens when someone doesn't break?
Khamzat.
I think impressed is the wrong word. I think he's a good fighter, and I think he's got a great headspace for the craft, and he knows what he does well, and he goes out there with undoubted confidence in what he can do. And I guess, you know, that makes a very dangerous recipe, but also it's something that, like, if it gets shaken, then you don't know which way the cards are gonna fall, sort of thing. So I'm looking.
Whittaker sums it up clean. Every time Khamzat fights, it comes down to one thing. Can he finish you before you stand back up? If he can't, the whole fight changes.
Khamzat and Dricus fighting for the belt in just over a month's time. What are your initial thoughts on that matchup?
Honestly, I'd have to say Dricus would be a favourite. I think I'm leaning towards Dricus. The whole thing can be summed up. Chimaev will take him down. Will he finish him before he gets back up? That's the $1 million question. Because if he doesn't finish him on the ground, yeah, wait and see.
Michael Bisping throws in his prediction too. He's rolling with Khamzat to win. He's been watching Khamzat's rise closely and doesn't hold back. He calls him a killer, a phenom, someone with crushing wrestling even without a gold medal background. It's just raw, brutal effectiveness.
Khamzat Chimaev is a force of nature, and he only knows how to fight one speed, and that's why people really enjoy watching this guy fight. He goes forward, he's a straight up killer, he's looking to take you down, do damage, knock you out, squeeze your head off. Whatever it is, he's trying to do damage right from the opening bell. And that's what he's done to almost everybody. 14 wins, 12 stoppages. Only time he's gone to a decision is twice against Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman. And we know what happened there. He got a little bit tired. And against Kamaru Usman, well, he was kind of lucky to get that decision. I'm not talking shit about Khamzat Chimaev. I think he's phenomenal.
Bisping points to the numbers. 14 wins, 12 finishes. That's rare. He even compares Khamzat to Tom Aspinall when it comes to finishing power and speed. Bisping thinks Khamzat will come in hot, push the pace, and try to end it before Dricus can even get into rhythm.
And he's a finisher, he's a phenom, he's a freak of nature, he's a strong son of a bitch, he's a great wrestler. He might not have the accolades of a Bold Nickel, but holy shit, when it comes to being effective, Khamzat Chimaev is right up there. He's one of the best finishers that we have in mixed martial arts right now. In fact, I will say the two best finishers in all of MMA right now, Tom Aspinall and Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat, 14 fights, 12 stoppages, 2 decisions, as I said earlier. And I'm telling you, he's going to try and finish Dricus Du Plessis straight away.
But Bisping admits it won't be easy. He remembers how scary Khamzat looked against Whittaker. That was a big moment, showing just how strong he really is at 185. Bisping's still surprised Khamzat ever tried cutting to 170. He remembers that failed weight cut before the Nate Diaz fight when Khamzat came in heavy like he didn't even care. To Bisping, that showed just how cold and focused Khamzat is. This guy is built for war.
Khamzat Chimaev moved up to 185 pounds. He's looked phenomenal, okay? The way that he destroyed Robert Whittaker, that was so impressive. And I don't know why he was killing himself on the scales to make 170 in the first place. Remember when he was supposed to fight Nate Diaz, he came in like 8 or 9 pounds over, just flipped everyone off.
Oh my God.
178 and a half. Said, I'm here to kill everybody. Kill everybody! And that's essentially what he's been doing. And that's why I understand the bookies have him as the favourite, and they probably think he's going to do that to Dricus Du Plessis.
Still, Bisping gives Dricus credit. He says the guy's huge for the division. Strong, tough, and with cardio for days. He might even be better off at a heavier weight. And his jiu-jitsu? Highly underrated. Dricus has tools. Real ones. But even with all that, Bisping still leans toward Khamzat, mainly because of that early pressure and insane explosiveness. Some think Khamzat will storm in and smash him. Others believe Dricus will survive, drag him deep, and flip the fight late. But one thing's for sure, this fight isn't going to be easy for either man. Let us know in the comments, who do you think takes it at UFC 319? Will Khamzat's chaos crush Du Plessis? Or will the underdog show once again why you should never count him out? You should